Envy, Yee, and Charlamagne.
Everybody that's anybody comes to the Breakfast Club.
You know, you give voice to people that would be voiceless.
Right now, your show has the pulse of the culture.
Yeah.
Everyone smells rich and successful.
Where y'all at now? Can't nobody tell y'all.
Non-stop entertainment. The Breakfast Club.
Wake your punk ass up.
Wake your punk ass up.
Good morning, USA.
Yo 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 yo.
Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good morning, DJ MV.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is?
Pump day.
Had to think about it.
Well, you had to think about it for a second.
I couldn't remember what day it was. I'm like, is it Tuesday? Is it Wednesday? It's Wednesday. Yeah.
So I was
Shut up.
driving into work this morning,
Okay.
and I was behind you,
All right.
and your head was nodding so crazy. What were you listening to this morning?
This morning, I was listening to a combination of what was I listening to? I listened to 8Ball and MJG, Don't Make Me, and You Don't Want Drama. I was going through the title playlist of UGK and 8Ball and MJG.
Your head
And
was
I think I threw on some Pastor Troy this morning, dropping the clues bombs with Pastor Troy. Might have put on some Lil Jon.
Right, a couple blocks away. Your head was nodding so hard. I'm like, what the hell is he
Hey
listening
man,
to?
I was born in 1978. I have a palate for certain music.
78.
Okay,
His head was going.
I was born in 1978 in the
Okay.
great state of South Carolina. Okay,
right.
Charleston, Moncks Corner. Okay, so I have a palate for certain music.
Okay.
You hear me?
All right. Just
All right.
curious. Just curious this morning. That was it.
I didn't get on my gospel this morning. I didn't throw on Regina Bell, God is Good. One of my favorite records of all time, and if you see me nodding my head crazy and crying, it's probably a You Don't Know from Black Men United. Remember that song? Y'all don't remember Black Men United? You
How's it
don't
go?
know? Oh man, it had all the great. I mean, they're still great, but at the time, like all of the big prominent Black R&B singers, Tevin
Cool.
Campbell
How's it
was
go?
on there. You will know.
Is it called You Don't Know or You Will Know?
No, you will know. You will know. You will
Okay.
know.
All right.
You
All right.
will know.
And Angela, how was your day yesterday?
You will know.
My day was very interesting yesterday.
What'd you do yesterday?
Stick by your plan.
I don't know if I could say it here. Well, I filmed the episode of Lip Service, but it was a really interesting one.
With who?
It's different. This guy, Sir Marvelous, he's a male dominatrix, and he had his sub with him.
Oh.
But at one point, we had to duck out of the way.
Duck at it. Okay. I don't want to know.
From gospel music and uplifting music like You Will Know to dominatrix and squirting.
Okay.
All right.
I didn't even say that.
Well,
Well,
what
that's
else
what you
were
were
you
talking
to
about.
dodge?
That's what you was talking about.
It was either that or man milk you was dodging. One of them.
No.
He's a way of squirting.
Yeah. You're right.
You didn't go to sex ed class? But they didn't teach us
They didn't.
that.
Yeah,
no,
they
we-
definitely didn't teach us
we
that in
didn't.
sex
No.
ed.
Well, they taught us about. Up to you know, it's so crazy. I'm quick to say squirting, but pause to say ejaculation. And that's the technical term.
That's the technical term.
Good morning. How's breakfast,
Okay.
y'all?
We went from gospel to squirting to we got a guest joining us this
Oh
morning.
man, we have more than a guest, man. We have El Presidente, okay, big CEO energy coming from Dr. Tanya Matthews. She is the president and CEO of the soon-to-be open International African American Museum in the 843 Charleston, South Carolina, man. She'll be joining us this morning to tell us when the grand opening is of the International African American Museum and a whole bunch of other things about the museum.
All about the museum this
Oh,
morning.
I love it, man. It's a passion project, man. I love what is being built in Charleston, South Carolina on Gadsden's Wharf, man. The
All right.
International African American Museum.
So we're going to talk to her next hour. So let's get the show cracking. Front page news, what we talking about?
Well, let's talk about a woman who was pregnant and told officers that she was pregnant prior to them shooting her multiple times.
What?
Yeah, we'll get into that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Don't forget your daily bread, all right? That's courtesy of U.S. Bank. We'll get there together. Every morning, we're going to be giving away $1,000 to somebody, all right? We'll give you more details in a little bit, but keep it locked because you could be winning $1,000, all right? Now, let's get in some front page news. Where we starting, Yeezy?
All right, well, let's start in Kansas City, Missouri. An unarmed black woman who told officers that she was pregnant was shot multiple times, according to a witness. Her name is Leona Hill. She had her hands up in the air moments before officers shot her in the parking lot of a Family Dollar store. This all happened on Friday night. Now, a woman who was identified as Shadanja told the Kansas City Star that she was there at the store with her 3 kids, and she witnessed what happened. Here's what she said went down.
Why they shot her, y'all? They got her in handcuffs. I've never seen. I'm from Louisiana. I'm from Arkansas, but I stopped here to get some gas, y'all, and to get some ice cream for my kids, y'all. And my son just watched this. My 1-year-old son just watched this. My 10-year-old son just watched this, and my 13-year-old son just watched this happen. The man ran. She was finna cooperate. She got scared. She ran down there. They shot her. 1, 2, 3, 4. My son got it on his phone too. They got her in handcuffs while she shot God. I'm a medical assistant, God. That ain't right. I'm a medical assistant, God. That ain't right.
Now, a man exited the vehicle, fled on foot. He was apprehended. He has not been identified, but they said the woman, Leona Hill, exited the vehicle and fled into the parking lot. She also told officers that she was pregnant when they told her to get on the ground. She did not have a weapon. She did tell the officers that there was a weapon inside of the vehicle, and apparently she was backing up, and that's when officers shot her. Here is what Shadanja had to say.
And I said, oh my God, they shot her, oh my God. And I was like, what I'm supposed to do? I told, like, get my phone. Like, within a couple of seconds, I hear, get down, get down, get down. He decided to flee. He jumps over the fence. He gone. She gets out. She does just like this. She's doing this the whole time, like, and moving around like that, like not on a 360, but at least a 180 to say, I'm not a threat to you. Instead of you seeing if she's okay to hold her and console her after what happened, you turn her over and put her in handcuffs.
All right, so this is all, by the way, captured on cell phone video and has been posted on social media. They did say that she is in stable condition.
Oh, she didn't die?
No, she didn't die.
Oh, thank God.
How's the baby?
Thank God.
Did they say?
We don't know. As a matter of fact, it's not even clear whether or not she's pregnant. Officers are saying that they don't know that that has not been confirmed.
But whether she's pregnant or not shouldn't even be the issue. Why once again, are you shooting an unarmed person who was surrendering?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the issue. I mean, and listen, America absolutely, positively does not have the bandwidth for all of this trauma. I mean, 1 week is black people in Buffalo, then Asians in California, then kids in Texas. Now an alleged pregnant woman. So when y'all having these conversations about gun control, shouldn't that apply to police too? Because where's the mental evaluation for a guy that guns down an unarmed, allegedly pregnant woman?
Right, and if somebody's unarmed, they have their hands up in the air, and they're telling you that they're pregnant. I mean, just being unarmed and having your hands up in the air is enough reason.
That's
that
enough.
You don't have
where's the threat?
Anybody.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, where's the threat? Like, she said there was a weapon in the car. Like, where's the threat for them to use that kind of force?
All right, well, we'll keep you updated on this. Again, this happened on Friday in the parking lot of a Family Dollar in Kansas City, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all after officers got a report about an armed carjacking. So we'll keep you updated on what happens with Leona Hill.
I mean, something like this should, have the country upside down, but it happens so much that it's damn near normalized. And with everything else going on in the world, people don't have the energy. They don't have the energy for that one.
All
sadly.
Right. Well, that is your front page news.
All right. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open again. 800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Let's go. This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed. Say it with your chest. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
So if you got something on your mind, let it out.
Hello, who's this? Hey, good morning, peace and blessings. Good morning. How you going?
Peace, Sean Stone. How are you, sir?
Hey, good morning, guys. I just want to say happy belated birthday to my son, man. He just turned 8 years old. Daddy loves you. The whole universe know that I love you and I care for you, buddy. And also, I want to talk about that lady getting shot, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing she's black, right?
Yes, she's black.
Oh, man, it's so sensitive right now in America, man. Last week, Charlamagne was saying that he's spiritually drained. Charlamagne, when's the last time you went to church, buddy?
Why I gotta go to church? The answer is not in the church. I do spiritual practices all the time. I'm not knocking you if you do go to church, but there's more than one way to get connected to God.
I wanted to invite you to this church that's in Ridgewood, that's in Jersey, and I just wanted y'all to come out and come, get some spiritual wealth.
I'm not against it, but I get that every day, my brother.
Okay, that's good. And shout out to Blonde Beauty and Booty Trav.
Oh
what
gosh.
booty? Who booty?
You were just talking about spiritual wellness.
You
and going to church.
You said blind beauty and what booty?
And ocean booty, Trav.
Ocean booty.
What's ocean
Yeah,
booty?
you know it's wide. He's wide.
Oh, got you.
Sir, you just came on here with this positivity.
Ocean booty, like the booty always get wet. And,
no, it means that it's deep, like it's wide. It's
how you know about his booty so much though, Sean?
I'm just saying, he always on the phone. He always calls.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something, Sean. That ain't no diss. You can't call up here and tell that man him and his wide booty. that ain't no diss, bro. Him and his deep booty.
I don't even care.
Sean Stone, what about the positivity you just were talking about?
Him and his deep booty.
Positivity, Angela.
F him and his old cute wet booty.
His
cute
wide booty.
His thick ass booty.
And him saying that I'm not a handsome guy is okay to me. I don't want him to find me handsome. But I really think Trav like me, man.
I think you like him back.
I think y'all flirting with each other the way you call up here this morning.
Everybody talk about his booty.
F you and your old deep booty, man.
Your old wet booty.
Old cute ass deep booty. I don't want to touch you.
Hello, who's this? Yo, Chaz, take us on Bluetooth, brother.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I appreciate all y'all do. Y'all did a story yesterday on T.I. and it was on social media, or his son, I'm sorry, in a verbal altercation with
at Waffle House.
Yes.
Yeah. And T.I. made a statement that he didn't understand why his son was arguing with a line cook. Why did it matter that he was a line cook? Why are you downgrading that man's hustle? Like, it made no sense. Like, he was trying to talk down on the man for being a line cook when you need to check your son and you know, his attitude, because he sounded uneducated with, you know, what he was saying.
But that's why I said you got to show respect to the short order cook or the CEO. It doesn't matter. Everybody gets respect. You know what I mean? If one of them,
everybody and everybody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now if they disrespect you, then you know you return that energy if you choose to. But you know everybody should get respect.
Mm-hmm. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Power 105.1.
Wake up. Wake your ass.
This is your time to get it off your chest. Whether you're mad or blessed, we want to hear from you on the Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Good boy Joe from New Haven.
Hey, Joe, get it off your chest, brother.
Hey, listen, I got two things, man. First of all, good morning to y'all.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, and first of all, I want to give a shout out to all the good fathers out there that's doing for their kids and still get treated like they the worst guys in the world.
Oh man, what happened, brother?
Nah, you know, it just since day one, since my son was born, I've been there. You know what I'm saying? And I get treated like I'm the bad guy.
Oh man.
You know, I'm like, I just don't understand. But the ones that don't do for their children, the baby mothers want to be with them. You know what I'm saying? They still want to have their kids in their life. I'm like, man, I'm just trying to be there for my youngin' and, you know, just want to make sure everything is all right. And I still get treated like I'm the stepchild.
Yeah, well, it ain't about her. It's about the way you treat your son. So you shouldn't even worry about how she looks at you. It's
I don't
how you
care
look
how
at
she
yourself.
looks at me, but when they bring the children into our problems,
right,
then that becomes an issue.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But,
I hope things get better.
Yeah, and keep being a great dad, brother.
Long as my son knows was really good, I have no problem.
Where you from?
But I'm from New Haven, Connecticut.
Oh, bring your son to the car show.
Where's that?
How's your son?
He's 16.
Oh yeah, we're doing one in Atlantic City. So bring him on me. It's a little bit of a drive for you, but bring him. It'll be on me. Come out and spend the day with your son, with me and my kids and everybody and their kids.
Man, I really appreciate that, Evie. I really do. And second thing is, I done called like 2 months ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I done asked, you know what I'm saying, if there's anything around, you know, in the office y'all want to get rid of. In like 2 months, I ain't received a check. I ain't received a
check. Wait, hold on. You want us to send you a check?
Nah, listen, I don't want no check. I don't want no money at all.
You just said a check.
Angela, you just cleaned up here too.
Just throwing that out there, you know, just to be funny. But you know, like some earbuds or some, you know, some sign hat or whatnot. It'd be like
We got a bunch of stuff here. I just cleaned up.
Man, like I did say, you know, I done left my address and everything. I done called up like y'all owe me money.
Nah, hold on. We'll try to get you some stuff. Angela, you just cleaned up here, so there's a lot of stuff up there.
I got something for him.
Whoa. Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Albert in Sacramento.
What's up,
Albert in Sacramento? What's happening, King?
Get it off your chest, Albert.
Hey, good morning, Breakfast Club. Hey, I'm really just trying to bring awareness to a little boy who was viciously attacked by his neighbor's 5 pit bulls. And
5 pit bulls?
That's
terrible. Man, I flew out to Oklahoma to have the parents on my podcast, and you could stream it wherever you listen to podcasts, man. Check it out on YouTube. It's called Hypocritical AF. I sat down with his parents, Jose and Cassandra Rodriguez. The episode is called Baby JJ's Journey. And, we just talk about everything in detail, about what happened, how the parents are coping with it. Not just that, but it's a family of 7, man. He has 6 other siblings. The father works 2 jobs. And, man, y'all really should just check it out.
Damn.
Sorry
to hear
was
that,
it
brother.
their dogs or was it a neighbor's dogs?
It was a neighbor's 5 pit bulls. And
they got loose?
The reason why... So it's like a whole thing, bro. Like, he's saying like it was the little boy's fault, and the media's painting it a certain way. The local news was trying to paint the parents as a negative light. The DA was trying to hit him with child neglect charges. I don't want to give too much away from it, man, but just check out the podcast again. It's called Hypocritical AF. The episode is called Baby JJ's Journey. And as a parent, like Envy and Charlamagne, I'm a parent too. It hits different, you know what I'm saying, but more so like on a human level. You don't even have to be a parent to, feel bad about what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, brother. Well, I'm sending Baby JJ some healing energy, man.
Absolutely.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, thank y'all. Check it out, man.
Now, I don't know what happened in that case, but I always tell people, if you do own a dog, a big dog especially, make sure that dog is can't get out of his whatever confinement it is, whether it's an electric fence, which I have on mine. I got a regular fence, an electric fence. And I just try to make sure that dog, because you just don't want that dog to get loose and attack a child. It's not your fault. You don't do it on purpose. But, sometimes dogs crawl under fences or hop over fences. I mean, I know I've been chased by dogs many times growing up as a kid. Have you, Yee, being in Brooklyn?
Have I been what?
Chased by a dog.
I've been bitten by a dog twice.
Goodness gracious.
Me too. I got bit by a shih tzu. What's it called?
A shih tzu.
Oh my gosh. I got bit by a Doberman pinscher.
A Doberman?
Yes.
Where?
But
Well, when I was young, my neighbors had a Doberman, and they were like, I would climb over the gate to play in their yard, and they were like, yeah, don't worry, the dog doesn't bite. As soon as I got over the gate, the dog bit me, and then I had to go get a tetanus shot.
Yeah, I got bit by, what's that? The dog off the Wizard of Oz. That was a shih tzu, right? Toto?
I don't know what Toto
I got bit by Toto, but I earned it. And the reason I earned it, because I was getting on my knees and barking at Toto and scaring him. So I was acting like a dog and making him back up in the corner. So he would back up in the corner and shiver. Soon as I turned around, boy, and he had a clean lane right above my ass cheek, my right ass cheek. I still got the scar right now. He bit and just hung on. And he was hanging from me for at least 30 seconds. So I earned it.
Only you, a dog, will bite you in the back. All right, but get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. We got rumors on the way?
Yes, and let's talk about Omari Hardwick. He's talking about his career and the amount of money that he made and when he feels like he financially made it. And you'll be surprised how long it took.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. This is The Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
So listen up.
All right. Well, Omari Hardwick was on the Pivot podcast, and he was talking about all the roles that he did and how Power was really the time that he finally started to make some of the money that he deserved. Now, 50 Cent did have to loan him money while he was filming twice. And here's what he had to say.
When was O good financially?
When did you look financially? Just like I know you have more to do.
Because I still haven't made what I should have made.
Yeah, bro.
I still have never made the money. No, the money. I've never made what I should have made.
But when did you sit back? You said, like you said, you talked to yourself and said, I done made it. The world knows me, and my kids don't never have to worry about nothing.
After Power.
All the movies you did before that.
I made $5.
I feel like there was a time 50 was talking about lending people money. It came out that he lent you money and you were like, but I paid it back plus interest.
I think he forever just really, really respects the out of me for that. We just not taught that in our community. Barely did we pay anybody back.
I think a lot of us were in that situation where we worked a long time and got paid pittance.
What is pittance?
Yeah,
Nothing.
I don't know what that means.
This guy's
Is
just
that a
making
real
up
word?
words. Yeah. No, it's not a real word.
Pittance?
Man, shut up, man. You
Yes,
meant
it
pennies.
is. No, it's pittance.
What the hell is pittance?
Like
Google.
nothing.
Somebody
Let me
Google that.
this for
Spell
this.
that.
This guy just out here spitting pittance for no damn reason.
Oh my
Pittance.
gosh. All right. Well, pittance. That's a new word.
Says
So.
pittance is a metal spike, bro. that is driven into a crack
Well, that
or
doesn't.
seam.
That sounds inexpensive.
It does. That's what a pittance
Pittance
is.
was a whole lot of nothing. We all made, we worked hard and made nothing.
Yeah, so he was talking about a lot of the movies that he was in. He was in Next Day Air, The Gridiron Gang. He was on Being Mary Jane. And even on Power, he was kind of the face of the network. It stars, right? And so basically, he still wasn't making that much money. And so, you know, he used Angela Bassett, who was on Fox's 911 for Scale. She was making $450,000 per episode.
I just want the record to show that a pitton is a spike or wedge, and in slang, it means a small protruding knob or button.
I wouldn't want to get paid that.
What is wrong with you?
All right, now since we're talking about money, let's talk about Nick Cannon. I
And
actually
it's pittance,
spoke.
Pittance.
What?
Pittance. Yes, pittance.
Okay, what does that mean?
Look it up. It's a small portion.
You just told
Or
us.
amount, small portion
Oh,
or amount.
I don't think you pronounced it right.
I said pittance.
No, I think you pronounced it the way it's spelled.
Look at Envy with the vocabulary.
Oh, let me see.
Okay,
Oh, my
pittance.
goodness.
All right. Now, speaking of pittance, let's talk about Nick Cannon. He was on Money Pie, which is the podcast that I host for Acorns, and he talked about going broke after getting $200,000 from Will Smith.
At the time, I remember Will had a red Range Rover, and I was like, I want a black one. He was like, don't buy it. And I was like, yo, you just gave me $200,000. Like, and at the time, I think Range Rovers was like 60 bands back then. I was like, I'm getting this. And literally, that was probably my whole check. Not even a year. I totaled that car and lost it and was living back.
So you did do it.
I did it and was living back in my mom. And like me and my mom was living in that condo, thinking where I thought I had made it and was rich and was gonna be set for life. So, like, because Will Smith often tells his story about how he went broke after parents just don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I made $1 million, won a Grammy, and I was broke, you know, before this Fresh Prince. Don't like save this money.
He went back to making pittance. But to both of their defense, though, I mean, they were young and a lot of lessons to be learned. Number one, you know,
Amari Herrick was. Oh, you mean Will Smith? And
yeah,
Nick
Will
Cannon.
Smith and
Okay.
Nick Cannon, they were young. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, you don't realize that you get a check for $250. That means about 40% going to taxes. Then you got to
Correct.
pay agents, managers. So you didn't really get $250.
Not at all.
That's the most important thing to remember.
All right, and Jamel Hill was on Assets Over Liabilities on Revolt, and she talked about on His and Hers how she was making $200,000 less than Michael Smith. Here's what she had to say.
Not about necessarily what you're worth, is about what you will negotiate.
That's right.
And that was certainly a lesson in that. And it was because I started at ESPN at such a low salary, all right, to begin with. So, you know, one of those, we'll see if it work out kind of contracts, you know, is what we call a 2-and-2, a 2-year deal with a 2-year option. Worst contract I've ever signed, right? Because I think my first year's salary was $120,000 a year, but it's $120,000 as a independent contractor. The lesson that I learned is that, you know, I know it's ESPN, I know it's a big place, but you still, even with, you can't sell out for a name.
We've all had those. We've all had that, let's see if it work contract.
Yeah, that was my first contract here when I came to Powell.
Absolutely.
When I left Hot, I came in. I got the after minimum at the time. I think it was like $65,000 to work, do afternoons here. And there was people getting way more than me, but I believed in myself. I believed in my talent. Next year I stuck them up though, but
But you know what is true too, and they did studies on this. A lot of people, when they get offered a salary, they don't negotiate. They say 85% of people, if they would negotiate, they would make more money when they initially get an offer.
Absolutely.
I can.
And so sometimes we just take it
Yeah.
instead of saying, okay, well, you know, I wanted to see if I could get this, or even going and asking for a raise, and we have to start doing that also.
I just took it, and the reason I just took it, but the reason
You took that pittance.
Not because I left Hot at the time and I didn't have a place, I didn't have a plan. So when they offered it to me, I was like, well, this is all I have. I'm gonna prove myself. I believed in myself that much. I'm like, well, I'm gonna prove myself, and then after the year, I'm gonna stick them.
And it's all learning. It's all learning experiences. You know what I'm saying? Because you take the first deal. The first deal is to let's see if this works.
Yep.
And then in the process of that, they might come to you and be like, you know what? We're gonna give you this. We're gonna give you a little bit more money. You're like, oh yeah, I'm making more money. So then you might take that one, and then the next one is like, nope. Let me get me an agent.
Yep.
You know, the first job I ever had, I negotiated. I didn't even know what I was doing, and it worked out when I graduated from college. So, lesson learned. All right, well, that is your rumor reports.
All right, we got front page news next. What we talking about?
Yes, imagine you get hired as a stripper for your brother's bachelor party.
Cat.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Unjunk your sleep right now with Mattress Firm's Hot Buys. Happening now. Queen mattresses starting at $169.99. Sleepy, Serta, Sealy, Beauty Rest, and more. All in stock for fast delivery. Visit a sleep expert at your local Mattress Firm's.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Ha! Where we starting, Yeezy?
All right. Well, I just got this story from my producer, and there have been studies, and there's always these evidence talking about a cup of coffee a day. Well, now they're saying there's mounting evidence that people who drink coffee daily are less likely to die early compared to those who don't. They've been doing this research for 7 years. They studied over 171,000 people, and they said those who drank unsweetened coffee regularly were 15 to 21% less likely to die than participants who didn't. And they also found that those who drank between 1 and 4 cups of lightly sweetened coffee every day were 29 to 31% less likely to die. They've already done studies showing that drinking a cup of coffee or a few a day has been linked to a healthier liver, a lowered risk of heart failure, also protecting people from Parkinson's disease or type 2 diabetes, as well as Alzheimer's. So now they're saying people can actually live longer if you drink coffee.
I love those kind of studies, but it has to be other factors, right? You have to live a healthy lifestyle as well, right? It can't just be drink a cup of coffee, because what if I do a cup of coffee every morning and then a line of Coke by noon and a fifth of Hennessy at 5 o'clock every day?
Coney, the coffee balances
Coffee
out.
balances.
Kind of
That's what I'm saying. It's got to be other factors other than just a cup of coffee.
Right. I mean, it's just like eating your fruits and vegetables can help prevent certain diseases and things like that. And this can help you with your heart, a healthier liver, a lower risk of heart failure.
If you're relatively healthy, if you're living a relatively healthy life.
And I always tell people this too. Don't put all those added sugars and sweeteners in your coffee. That's one of the things that some people think coffee is unhealthy. It's really what you put in your coffee that can be unhealthy for you. And also, too much coffee, too much caffeine cannot be good for you too. So I do want to say that. Let's not go overboard with it. All right, now, this stripper and shout out to Coffee Uplifts People, my coffee company. Now, a stripper has gone viral on social media. A lot of people do not believe this story. She claims that she danced naked in front of her own brother at his bachelor party. The woman is known as Kendra. And she said, I ended up being the stripper at my brother's bachelor party, and I didn't realize until I was completely naked. Cat! She wrote that in a text overlaying the video. She did not explain where the party happened, but she revealed that she worked at a strip club in the South. Now, there's no way you don't notice your brother's friends.
That's what I'm saying.
There's no way you don't notice your brother at the party. There's no way you don't even know that he's having this bachelor party.
Our producer, Eddie, sent me that story this morning. I read it. I'm like, this is cap.
There's a cap.
It's a cap. Exactly, Mr. Biden. It's just fake. Like, you can just read it and tell. It's like, come on, stop. But she got 10 million views. That's all she cared about, I'm sure.
Originally, yes, more than that now. So
It worked.
All right, now, African-American White House staffers are leaving in what they're calling a mass Blaxit. They said more than 20 black White House aides have departed the Biden administration. A Blaxit, like I guess a black exit.
I think you mean Blexit.
No, they're calling it black people exiting.
Yeah, that's what Candace Owens coined that term. She has a whole organization called Blexit. Black people exiting the Democratic Party.
Well, yeah, right now, no, they're talking about people not leaving the Democratic Party, but leaving the administration.
Yeah, I know. What is the word? Blexit.
All right, well, this is Blaxit. Is that Blexit or Blaxit?
I don't know how she spells it.
Blackish. All right, let's go. Keep it moving.
Okay. Well, what they're saying is some people have not had the best experiences, and a lot of that has to do with the death of black leadership. They said, think about any workplace. Black folks need some person to go to strategize, to be a mentor, and we just don't have as many folks who can be mentors to us. And so some people said they did have good experiences working, but some people are saying that their experiences haven't been so good. They're not decision makers. There's no real path toward becoming decision makers. There's no real feedback, and there's no clear path to any kind of promotion. So they said they brought in a ton of black people, generally to start without ever establishing an infrastructure to retain them or to help them be successful.
Oh, because the black people in those positions aren't allowed to be real leaders. They don't have real power. So, you can't learn from somebody who's faking. If they just sitting there trying to pretend, to keep their job, what you going to learn from them? How to pretend to?
Now, some people also are frustrated with what they say is a lack of focus on issues they deem to be important to the African-American community.
You think?
One current aide told Politico, the issues that are the highest priority for our community are no longer at the forefront at the administration's priority list. When 10 black people got killed at a grocery store in Buffalo, it's business as usual, and no one stopped to say to you, are you okay? Now, some people have also cited relatively low salaries as a driving factor in the departures. They said a lot of people have been at this grind for a while. A slowing down of the work pace and a better salary becomes more attractive for young African-American staffers who can make these types of salaries. It doesn't just change their plight, but their family's plight. And salaries for entry-level White House jobs started around $48,000. All right, so there you have it. They said the pay in the White House is not traditionally very good. A lot of black folks in these roles don't come from wealthy families. All right, well, that is your front page news.
All right, thank you, Miss Yee. Now, when we come back, Dr. Tanya Matthews will be joining us. She's the president and CEO of the International African American Museum. So we're going to talk to her when we come back. We're going to find out when it's opening, all about it. So don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
Dr. Tanya M. Matthews. Welcome.
Hello.
The CEO of the International African American Museum, opening up in Charleston, South Carolina.
Woo, still sounds good every time somebody says it, right?
How are you this morning?
I am well. I am well.
Tell us the importance of the International African American Museum opening up in Charleston.
Well, tell us what it is for people that don't know. What are people going to get to see?
Yes, absolutely. So we are building the International African American Museum in Charleston. It is an encyclopedic museum. That means we cover a lot of years, a lot of topics. We are being built on the site of one of our nation's most prolific slave trading ports. That is at Gadsden's Wharf. The nice thing about being encyclopedic is that we can emphasize that slavery is a part of the African American journey, but it is in the middle. It is not the beginning. It is not the end. So we take it all the way back to where we come from. We take it all the way forward to just about what we're doing now. We've got galleries, reflection pool, art installations, programming, good conversations. And you know, it's interesting. All roads lead back to Charleston, right? You want to talk about theater, you better come to New York. You want to talk about movies, you better go to Hollywood. You want to talk about why America is what it is today and what we are up to, all these conversations we are having about race and racism and equity and equality and the stories. Well, Charleston has a lot of those answers. So when we talk about history that we should know and stories that we should be telling, a lot of those roads lead to the South, and a lot definitely lead right through Charleston and the Low Country.
Could we go back and talk about Gadsden's Wharf and give people some education? Like, why is that such a good location for the International African American Museum?
So, you know, according to some historians, we're talking somewhere between 45 and 55% of all Africans that came through the slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade, would have come through Gadsden's Wharf. So that means you're at upwards of 50, nearly maybe 60% of all African Americans who are going to trace themselves through the trade will find that their people stepped in that land, right? I mean, it was huge. They say it could hold up to 16 ships at a time. Think cruise ship, not rowboat, cruise ship. And so when you talk about that, it reminds you this is an industry, right? It was an industry. Listen, folks, we weren't bringing in people. We were importing cargo and commodity. We were making money hand over foot. Charleston at one point was the richest city in the colonies. And it wasn't just due to the labor of the Africans and African Americans. It was also due to the genius and the ingenuity, right? I don't know if any of y'all know about South Carolina and our rice. Woo! Don't go down there. You don't know how to cook rice. Don't pretend you can cook rice. Listen, just don't do it. But you know, that came when we began importing Africans who were from communities that already knew how to rice. You know, we were just dabbling, but they knew the technology. They knew the rice ways. Next thing you know, we #1 in the world.
They were very specific about the slaves that they went to
They were
to go get?
They were very specific, and you can see it in the pricing.
Mm-hmm.
The more skills you had for the industry at hand, being ricing, the higher your price was in that space. And so, as tough as that is to talk about, it is important to understand like the architecture, the deliberateness, the what was happening in that space, so that we understand how amazing, say, the story of a Dr. King, a Rosa Parks, a Septima Clark, a Reverend Esau Jenkins actually is. It's not just about where they were and what they were doing. That was amazing. But where they came from, where their people came out of, that's like tuning into your hero movie at the end. I mean, it's okay. He blew up some bad guys, but you don't have the full story. You don't really get the cheering you should at the end.
I was going to ask, it cost millions and millions and millions to build this.
Yes, it did.
How difficult was it to get some sponsors and the people to come aboard to help pay for this?
It took 22 years to do this, and now that we're opening in January 2023, technically 23 years. And it's a lot of folks. The origination of the museum came from a former mayor, state of the city address in 2000. Right, this was Mayor Joseph Riley.
What's up, Mayor Riley?
22 years. First there's the convincing people that we could actually do this. I have run into people today that said, I never thought y'all were going to be able to pull that off. I never thought y'all were going to be able to do that kind of thing in that kind of place for that kind of money. But, I think once we had some folks come on in the beginning, you know how you look over there, you don't want to be first, but you don't want to be last either. But we also have more than 22,000 charter members all over the country right now. And I think that was folks still wanting to raise their hand. Want to raise their hand, say something, do a little something, make a statement. So I am really grateful because you're right. It costs a lot to build and it costs a lot to run once we're open too.
I see white folks try to take our history out of textbooks in school. So what backlash did you get on that side?
So, it's very, very interesting. I've been cautious and I've been waiting and I've been watching and maybe just because I got a praying grandmother, at the moment, I am surrounded by what I would call enthusiastics. Now, we may run into a careful what you wish for, right? I practice a radical empathy without sympathy, which means I know it's going to hurt, but we going to do it anyways. It'll be all right. Like, trust us. We can get through this.
But when many states getting rid of CRT, I feel like, projects like the museum are more important than ever.
Things are definitely more important than ever. And, they call me Dr. Matthews for a reason. And I have to sort of laugh and chuckle because folks are talking about critical race theory, but they're not talking about critical race theory. And interestingly enough, this is a history museum. Some folks who really sort of get in the weeds know that CRT was actually a legal academic theory. I'm like, well, I'm not suing anybody, so I'm going to be okay.
Really?
Yes.
Break that down. I didn't know that.
It's a theory about sort of what's behind sort of intentions and systems and how things work. Just the authentic teaching of history in and of itself is not a theory. Like, these are facts.
It's a fact,
These are facts. And so I think that if we create a space, I call it courageous curiosity. I don't do safe spaces. There's no such thing, right? Courageous curiosity. If I give you a space where you're not going to be judged for what you don't know, and you're not going to be judged for your reaction about this new information, right? And you look at the water, reflect, do what you need to do. I'm hoping that it will be all right, because that's only step one. After you learn that, then we actually have to get in the conversation. So if you're trying to wait to get frazzled over something, just wait for the conversation. Like just learning the stories, and they are such good stories.
All right, we got more with Dr. Tanya Matthews, the president and CEO of the International African American Museum. So don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Dr. Tanya Matthews. She's the president and CEO of the International African American Museum. Charlamagne?
What do you think non-black people will learn from touring the museum?
I think that non-black people are going to learn that things have not been taught, and it's going to be on such a scale that makes you wonder if it was deliberate I think the other thing that non-Black folks are going to encounter is what they always encounter when they step into Black community is that there's a whole lot of love over here. Lord, Black folks, the most forgiving folks on the planet. And we always do this thing of embracing, right? And so I think they're also going to find that space when they're trying to figure out, is this a place where I say I'm sorry? And the brothers and sisters are like, listen, you all right, just going into the next exhibit. We got this, and so I think they will discover those things. And then last but not least, I think a lot of folks will get the, oh, is that what happened? Is that what's going on? And I actually think Black folks are going to get that too, right? I mean, when we say we're not teaching the stories, we mean we're not teaching it to everyone. And there's a reason, right? I mean, in order to keep a people enslaved, they must not understand the concept of freedom. So you've got to keep that out of the story, right? You've got to keep the stories of all the victory, all the triumph, all the making a way out of no way sort of out of the hands of folks you don't want to make a way out of no way. And so, I run into probably more Black folks who are excited that there's a place to bring their children because they know they're not getting it, and they also know that they didn't quite have it. So I think folks are largely going to take the same things, but their reaction to those things are probably going to be a little different.
I think what you should do is, like, how the Met Gala has their galas at that museum. I think we should do like our own gala there where people wear African garb and they dress up.
You think that's not happening?
Okay. I'm asking. I'm just asking.
You think that's not happening?
I'm just asking.
Listen, it is definitely happening. It's going to be part of one of our kind of big opening moments. I don't know, trying to get, sort of the Black royalty to come out and visit us. And I also think, thinking of other, nights like that. I mean, if anyone goes to the website and they look at our building, they'll see we're raised. So we have these, what I call a front yard and a backyard, where we can have events, right? And we can have things out there. We can have like music and musicians and sort of all that kind of stuff. And so I do like the whole, superiorly dressed to the nines with your little knives, the giant earrings,
go for fundraising and all that. I love that.
Exactly.
One of the stories I'm happy that's going to get to be told is the story of Denmark VC. And I know we're doing the bicentennial weekend, July 14th through the 16th.
I think, the story of Denmark VC, for folks that are unfamiliar, is probably one of the classics. Denmark Vesey was an enslaved African who ultimately bought his freedom, was not allowed to buy the freedom of his wife and child, right? So he's in Charleston. He's one of the founding deacons of what is now Mother Emanuel. So founding deacon is my language. There was different language at that time. Founding deacon of the church, small business owner, right? Freed himself, founding deacon of a church, small business owner, right? Boom. Supposed to be the American dream, but still living in this construct, right? Where people around him were enslaved, where his family was still enslaved. Ultimately, he was inspired by the revolutions that were happening on the islands and was trying to essentially do that same thing, right? Arm Black folks in Charleston, in that community, and take back their freedom, get on a boat, go back to an island that had already freed itself. And make no mistake, I mean, this was going to be brutal. It was going to be a revolution. It was going to be a fight for freedom. He was sold out.
Another enslaved person.
Yeah.
Or somebody who was enslaved.
Yeah. Someone who was supposed to be part of the planning. They had a trial, to what extent trials can happen back in the day for those kinds of not yet citizens. And the majority of them, not the majority, a significant number of them, including Denmark Vesey, were hung. Okay. So the way the story was told, though, was that he was, an insurgent, that he was a violent, rampaging, freed African. This is why we shouldn't be freeing them in the first place. This is some of the origin stories of arming the people of Charleston and sort of those kinds of things. And so it was told in that light, basically rogue African out to kill all of the white people in the community. This was very scary because remember, at the time, Black folks outnumbered white folks in South Carolina because of slavery. So when we tell the story today, though, Denmark Vesey is finally being referenced as a revolutionary and an abolitionist. this is, I think, part of one of the powerful things about the museum, right, is reclaiming stories or lifting up stories that have been reclaimed and are being told. So this summer is the 200th anniversary of the attempted uprising. And I think it's important to also put it in contemporary context. I think one of the most interesting things is technically he almost had it all, right? He's free. He's got his own business. He's got a church. He's building his church. Why be unhappy? So think about the conversations we're having today. African Americans, you're better off than where you were. You know, you have the vote. You got the big jobs now. You even had a president. What more do you want? Why are y'all still out there raging against the machine? And it just goes to show that that's the way the spirit of freedom works, right?
Nobody's free till everybody's free.
99 and a half won't do. It just does not work. And so, you know, I think as we start to talk, and I know there are lots of celebrations going on in different places, as we start to talk, it's about bringing that history to why it matters today. And I think there's something to be said about understanding his story that way.
So it's July 14th through the 16th, right?
Yes, July 14th through 16th down in Charleston, featuring your intrepid host there, Brother Charlamagne the God. We've got some other folks coming in, Kamal Bell. And as I was explaining, you know, get in where you fit. And we have a nice panel. You want to get nerdy with it. We're going to have some conversation, get a couple of historians and pundits to talk. You may need to, like, you know, reflect. So we got a little music going, and we're going to close out. Anthony Hamilton trying to close out with a little comedy, because sometimes you just need to let the stress out. You just need to laugh.
Yeah, D.L. Hughley.
D.L. Hughley, right?
And you know, one thing that you say when we was touring the facility, you said this isn't a story of enslaved Africans. This is a story of survival.
Yes. It is a story of survival. It's a story of victory. You know, and honestly, it's a story of love, right? I mean, woof, you got to love yourself and your babies and your children. I think it's really weird for me to be in that space, and different people have different reactions, but when I'm in that space, I am hella joyful. It is so interesting, and I had to figure out why. I'm like, girl, you are walking on the site of this tragedy of you know, tens of thousands of your people being enslaved. And then a little voice said, but yeah, look at you now. Right?
That's right. So when's the grand opening?
The grand opening is the weekend of January 20th in 2023. So that is at the tail end of Martin Luther King weekend. We are going to kick it off for that whole weekend, have lots of events. The gala that folks are asking for, a nice little opening ceremony that even happens the day before, but, you know, outdoor music and festivals and storytelling. And we're going to try to run that the whole week.
And how can people donate if they want to donate?
Oh, bless you. Boy, you about to get yourself a second job. So if you go to our website, IAAmuseum.org, you can easily straight donate. Even if you're a company, by the way, I got the small business owners out there, you know, rep your business. You can donate as a company, and you can also become a charter member.
All right. Well, we appreciate you for joining us today. I know you got a hard out, but
That's
thank
right.
you so much.
And go check out the museum, IAAmuseum.org.
All right. It's Dr. Tanya. Tanya
and
Matthews. It's the Breakfast
Thank you for
Club.
coming.
Good morning.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Run New York. 50. I get money. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Dropping the clues bombs for Dr. Tanya Matthews, man. Thank you for joining us, CEO of the International African American Museum. You can go to IAAMmuseum.org.
That's right.
For more information.
All right.
On the museum that's opening in Charleston in January. You know, we're going to do a lot of field trips there.
Mm-hmm. All right, you got. We should broadcast it when they do the grand opening.
Well, I think we can make that happen. You know, I'm on the board. Yeah. You want to do that for real?
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay, done deal.
Okay.
Done deal. I'm holding y'all to that, by the way. Week of January 20th. Breakfast Club. Salute to Z93 Jams in Charleston, South Carolina. We're going to
Might have to
broadcast.
be pre-recorded, maybe.
Why?
It'll be early in the morning.
What are you talking about?
Well, you can open up the museum, do it in the museum at 6
Broadcast from there at 6 a.m.?
Oh, no, you mean just broadcast from Charleston, like the night that we do like the big Met
You said
gala,
from the museum.
The big gala ball.
I'm talking
and
about
stuff.
from the
Yeah,
museum.
we can do
From the museum. You know, 6
But
o'clock
at
in the
6
morning.
a.m.?
Yeah, some invited guests come in there and, you know, talk
Absolutely.
about the museum. Absolutely. Why not?
Yeah.
All right. You gonna handle you ain't handling our flights anymore, so I ain't gonna ask about that.
No, we have a team for that.
Remember last time you did that?
That was 12 years ago. Stop talking about all stuff. I never flew Spirit. I never did that.
No, you put me and Yee on Spirit.
Well,
Remember the hotel?
That's what y'all deserve.
The hotel too.
Oh man.
Where we staying this time?
We had to go buy our own towels and sheets. Me and
nice
Paris.
hotels downtown Charleston.
And
Stayed at
then-
the Vindu Hotel.
Okay.
That's why I stayed on my wedding. And I got a couple spots I like in downtown Charleston.
All right. But we got rumors on the way, easy.
Let's talk about D.L. Hughley, and he is on his own radio show talking about his side of the story about what happened with Monique in Detroit. And we'll give you his explanation.
All right.
I know, immediately.
You'd be like, I got 42 comments.
41 bots.
I think you posted something and you think it's ripping. Then you go to it and there's nothing but bots.
Bots, bad bots. Do you think I look good naked?
Excuse us, Envy?
That's what the bots say.
I ain't never heard no bots say that.
Yes,
Yeah, I don't
I don't
know.
know why you don't use that as a time to flirt.
Sounds
bro.
like pittance to
Don't
me.
use the bots as an excuse to flirt.
All right, forget y'all. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk D.L. Hughley and Monique.
It's about time. What's going on?
Rumor report. This is the Rumor Report
Talk to him.
with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
Well, D.L. Hughley, you know, he has his own radio show so he can express himself the way that he wants to with this ongoing dispute between him and Monique. It all started with Monique saying she was supposed to headline the show, and this was in Detroit, and D.L. Hughley ended up headlining the show. Both of them were posting contracts and deal memos and going back and forth. But here's what D.L. Hughley had to say about Monique and the things that she had to say about him.
You wrote your contract, you and your daddy. You proceeded to say things that were so patently insulting that it was galling. You asked in subsequent conversations why I have a dog, a support dog, what kind of person has a support dog. I have that dog because my father died. My children and family decided they would get a dog from where he was from, and I named the dog after my father. I don't have a dog to keep people away from me. I have a dog so I have my father with me all the time. That is an act of love which you know very little about. You proceeded to assault my sexuality. You have the temerity to assault someone's sexuality, a man's sexuality, given who you lay next to. None of that had anything to do with alleged contract dispute. You could have taken that up with a lawyer.
He posted from Queen of Comedy to Queen of Ashes, straight no chaser, what really went down Saturday night with Monique. And so those were some of his comments of what he had to say. He also said that he hasn't seen Monique in years. He said she hasn't once talked to me. I didn't see her at the venue before, after, or during. And he just didn't know why she was upset about a contractual dispute and why she would get on stage to talk about him, his wife, Steve Harvey, his family's support dog, and more. So
Don't talk about no man dog.
Man,
Shut
shut
up,
up, man.
Envy.
You so mad, Envy. I mean, Gucci said you got a punk ass dog. You still
It's okay to
holding
talk
on
about his wife.
I'm talking about his dog.
I'm joking.
I don't think you're joking.
was
You and
joking.
that punk ass dog.
Envy done killed so many dogs. I don't even know what this is
You
about
better
right
leave
now.
my punk ass dog alone.
All right, now let's talk about Star Wars actress Moses Ingram. And she's talking about the racist threats that she has received after the debut of Obi-Wan Kenobi last Friday. She said she's gotten several racist threats and comments from certain Star Wars fans. One person wrote, "Your days are numbered. You're a diversity hire and you won't be loved or remembered for this acting role." Here's what Moses Ingram had to say.
There's nothing anybody can do to stop this hate. And so I question what my purpose is, and even being here in front of you saying that this is happening, I don't really know. But I think the thing that bothers me is that, like, sort of this feeling that I've had inside of myself, which no one has told me, but this feeling of like, I just gotta shut up and take it. And I'm not built like that. So I really just wanted to come on, I think, and say thank you to the people who show up for me in the comments and the places that I'm not gonna put myself. And to the rest of y'all weird.
They are weird. And that's according to a post from the Star Wars Twitter account. They said, "We are proud to welcome Moses Ingram to the Star Wars family and excited for Reva's story to unfold. If anyone intends to make her feel in any way unwelcome, we have only one thing to say. We resist." So back in 2020, John Boyega also addressed the toxic Star Wars fans. He tweeted, "Toxic Star Wars fans still find their way to my mentions. Lord, must I be blunt? I don't F with you no more." And they also had removed John Boyega from the poster in China. They said it was due to racism. A lot of people were saying that it was due to that. And so in a previous interview, John Boyega had some words of advice for Disney when it comes to their black actors. He said, what I would say to Disney is do not bring out a black character, market them to be much more important in the franchise than they are, and then have them pushed to the side. It's not good. I'll say it straight up. And so that is the story of Moses Ingram with Star Wars.
Were y'all Star Wars fans or not really?
Nope. I don't know anything about it.
Not even a little bit.
I watched, I think, one back in the day. I was never into Star Wars or Star Trek. I just wasn't my thing.
Nope. I like Star Trek a little bit, but I ain't no
People
Trekkie.
be so mad if you confuse Star Wars and Star Trek, too.
I do it on purpose.
Which one is the
piss
hand?
off
Which
white
one is the
people.
hand one when they do the hand thingy, majiggy?
Star Trek. That's
Star
Spock.
Trek, Spock when they do the hand.
Yes.
I thought that was Mork and Mindy. All right, now NBA star Jaylen Brown has signed with Kanye's Donda Sports. So congratulations to him.
Okay.
He was recruited by the agency for his intelligence, social activism, charitable work, and obviously for his talent in basketball. So it looks like they are really building this out. They also signed NFL star Aaron Donald earlier this week. They announced that. And
Big signings for any sports agency.
All right, well, that is your rumor report.
All right, thank you, Miss Yee. Charlamagne, who you giving that donkey to?
Man, 4 after the hour, can we talk about something that the FDA, actually didn't approve of? And that's 4 Loko. Okay? Actually, we're talking about drunk driving, but we'll discuss it all 4 after the hour.
All right, we'll get
Can't
to
believe it's still people out here drinking 4 Loko in 2022.
I know. I thought it was illegal.
That's what I thought,
it's
too.
Still so. I see it all the time. In
49
gas
states.
stations
We'll
and all types of
discuss.
stuff. All right, we'll get to that next. And also, Ask Yee. If you want to get on the phone lines, you need relationship advice or any type of advice, get on the phone lines right now, 800-585-1051. Ask Yee is up after the donkey today. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's DJ Envy here. The General Insurance will give you quality insurance for less, with great low rates and flexible payment options. Take a closer look at The General today. Call 800-GENERAL or visit thegeneral.com. The General Auto Insurance Services, Inc., an insurance agency, Nashville, Tennessee. Some restrictions apply.
Charlamagne, say the gang, dunk it other day, man.
You are a donkey.
It's time for Donkey of the Day.
Donkey of the Day does not discriminate.
I might not have the song of the day, but I got the donkey of the day.
So if you ever feel I need to be a donkey, man, hit it with the heat.
Yeah, it's the Breakfast Club, bitches.
Who's donkey of the day today?
Well, Donkey of the Day for Wednesday, June 1st goes to 30-year-old Jordan Mattingly. He is the son of former professional baseball player Don Mattingly, who is now the manager of the Miami Marlins.
Yankees first baseman.
I don't care. But he's facing several charges. All right. I can't believe that we have to continue to say this in 2022, but don't drink and drive. Okay? Don't drive and drink. Don't drink, don't drive. However you want to say it, you should not be consuming alcoholic beverages and then operating any type of motor vehicle. But for whatever reason, people like Jordan Mattingly don't understand that simple yet very effective life instruction. Okay? See, cops say they arrested a driver who was 3.5 times the legal alcohol limit after at least 5 people called 911. Drop on the clues bombs for those 5 people. When you see something, say something. Okay, in the case of someone being drunk as hell, if you smell something, say something. All right? Let's go to 14 News at 4 for the report, please.
Accused of crashing his SUV and then attempting to sell it at a dealership. Officers were called to that dealership and identified the driver as 30-year-old Jordan Mattingly. They say Mattingly smelled of alcohol and almost fell several times. Officers say he tested a .291 on a portable breath test. That's 3.5 times the legal alcohol limit. Mattingly is facing a long list of charges.
Now listen, you drink, you drive, you crash. You might die, you might kill someone else. Thank God Jordan Mattingly didn't kill himself. More importantly, thank God he didn't kill anyone. But do you know how drunk you have to be to crash your car, but then drive to a dealership with a crashed car and a missing front tire and try to sell said vehicle? Play the music one more time, right? Just the beginning part, play it.
Accused of crashing his SUV and then attempting to sell it at a dealership.
Okay, stop right there. Jordan, that's not what people mean when they say let someone else take the wheel when you're drunk. Okay, that's not what they mean when they say you should pass the keys to someone else. Now, if at any point you thought you didn't need your car anymore, it should have been before you got behind the wheel drunk as a skunk. Oh, apologies, Peter. Let me not stereotype skunks. I don't know if skunks drink. If you ask me, they smell more like they got high grades of weed on them than liquor. But you walk into a car dealership trying to sell an SUV you just crashed. You walk into the dealership with swelling and scratches all over you. They said you reeked of alcohol and almost fell several times. And officers say he tested .291 on a portable breath test. Now let's talk about what this man was drinking. Police say inside his SUV, they found a can of White Claw and 4 empty Four Loko cans. 4 Four Loko cans and a can of White Claw. I am just sick thinking about that. He needs to be charged with attempted murder. I don't care if he didn't hit nobody. You get in the car after drinking 4 cans of Four Loko and a can of White Claw. You wanted to kill people, okay? Now, I thought Four Loko was banned, all right? I remember back in the day, it was banned in a few states. I did some research this morning. And by research, I mean Google. So it was banned in Michigan, Utah, and Oklahoma in 2010. But now it's apparently available in 49 states. Why? Okay, let me tell y'all something. In November of 2010, the FDA, the same FDA that we were waiting to approve the COVID vaccines, they deemed Four Loko unsafe. Okay, so the same hesitancy, the same resistance y'all had for all COVID vaccines, y'all should have for Four Loko. Okay? Mm-hmm. Gas prices are high, but Four Loko is still $3 a can. 24 ounces of Four Loko is $3. Pour it in your car and see what happens. Put it in your gas tank. If you own a lawnmower or a tractor, pour the can of Four Loko in there and see what happens. I bet it cranks like Soulja Boy in 2007. Yet you got people like Jordan Mattingly drinking it in 2022. What is going on in the world? You got to give him an attempted murder charge. Even if you don't give it to him for drinking Four Loko and driving, you got to give it to him for attempting to murder himself by drinking Four Loko and driving. Some donkey of the days just sell themselves the same way this guy tried to sell a car he just crashed while drunk off Four Loko. Please give Jordan Mattingly the biggest hee-haw. What reason is there to drink Four Loko in 2022 other than you hate yourself and your mother?
What kind of car was it?
I don't know.
They could have got a good deal.
I doubt it.
All right. Well,
you see somebody with a can of Four Loko, call the police.
I remember when Four Loko first came out.
I don't care what race they are. Call the police. Okay?
All right. Well, thank you for that donkey today. Up next, Ask Ye. 800-585-1051. You need relationship advice or any type of advice. Call Ye now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Come on.
Need relationship advice? Need personal advice? Just need real advice. Call up now for Ask Ye.
Keep it real.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. It's time for Ask Ye. Hello, who's this?
How you doing? It's Joe Gatsby.
All right, brother. What's your question for Ye?
All right, so this is what we got going on. So basically, I'm getting to know this woman, and she's in the industry and all that, right? Everything's going smooth and all that.
What kind of industry?
So she's in the entertainment industry. She's a singer, right?
Okay.
So everything going smooth. You know how it is when you first meet somebody and everything's just popping. Y'all just doing y'all. Well, she's like, she wants to start kind of going out. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's gonna mess things up in a way. Like so you put it like this. Envy, I know your relationship is very public. Everyone knows your wife and everything, and it's cool. Boom. But then, Big Bro Charlotte, I know you kind of like more reserved. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of behind the scenes with it, and whatever. Everyone knows, of course, you married everything, but it's different type of situations for different people, different couples. Mm-hmm. I just feel like it might mess things up how it's going kind of so smooth and all that, you know what I mean?
Well, do you have anything going on that you don't want people to know about?
No, it ain't really that. No, it's not that. I think it's more with just who she is, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a lot of stuff going on, people just like to hate. People get in her ears, whatever, be like, oh, da-da-da, just stuff like that. I don't know.
Well, eventually people are going to find out. My thoughts on it, too, because it's not like I post my man, but we just go out and do our thing, and I don't even think about it. And so is this about posting, or is this about going out in public?
it's just about like public, really, to be honest with you, because she's a known person, you know what I'm saying? But I just feel like, at least for just us, unless, like, to me, if we in like some like super solid, we like relationship, we just kind of date, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's premature, maybe.
Well, you can't sneak around and date. If you guys want to go and do normal things that a couple would do, you're going to end up going out in public. Now, I don't think...
We do all that. We do all that. We just do it like conservatively, you know what I mean? But I'm just thinking like, she wants to like kind of be out there.
She want to have you in the club with her. She want to be on the red carpet.
Yeah, you know, all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, it's cool, but I just feel like we should be at a more solid state. Not that we're not solid, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like we should be more like, you know, I don't feel like I think that she's kind of seeing everybody else do it, and she's like, I want to do this too. Like, I want to, you know, so.
Or maybe she's just proud of you and wants to show you off.
That could be it too. I mean, she should be proud of me. I'm a catch.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you might be looking too much into it and thinking too hard about it. You know what I'm saying? She's proud of you. She wants to show you off. You guys want to go out in public, do your thing. Do you want to go to these parties with her? Would you mind being on the red carpet? Do you care what people think?
Nah, I don't mind about that at all. I just was looking at it from that point of view of, you know, would it mess things up? Would it make things not be as, you know, dope as they are? So I was looking at it kind of from that point of view.
And look, y'all ain't got to confirm nothing, okay? You can go places with her, and she ain't got to be like, this is my man, because it's not yet.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm
so people can speculate and think what they want to think. You don't have to confirm that.
True that. Okay.
I'm not a fan of, like, living my life based off of what other people think. I just do what I do. I also feel like you ain't got to post it on Instagram. You don't got to confirm it. Just go out and live your life like a normal person.
I ain't never cared what other people think. I just was worried about it messing up our vibe. You get what I'm saying? Because we cool, like we good, like
right.
But you know, other people start kind of getting in people's, you know, whatever, and it just kind of. Until like, see, y'all been in relationships for a minute, so it's like
it's new.
Matter, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I understand what you're saying. You want it to be more solid so that you guys can go out us against the world. But eventually, people are going to get in her ear once they find out. At some point, it's going to happen.
Word. Nah, you're right.
You know, so that's when your lines of communication with her have to be really open. Y'all don't need to be playing games with each other. You just got to be honest so that she's not ever taken off guard. You not ever caught off guard about anything. And y'all just got to, you know, be like, because listen, there's a lot of perks that come with dating somebody who's in the public eye, but there's also a lot of negativity that comes with this. So I understand.
Very true.
But because you are well aware of this and y'all can have these conversations and you are bracing yourself for what to expect, and so is she, y'all got to be team us.
Yeah, because the beautiful black sister actress was just talking about it not too long ago about the hate she was getting for Star Wars and all that. So, you know, it's just, you know, people getting in the mix of things. But I feel what you're saying, though. I feel what you're saying, definitely.
Yeah, you don't owe nobody no explanation. Just go out, have a good time, be supportive. If you feel like this is somebody you could see yourself with, you know, you got to be supportive. And she wants you to come places with her. You can't not go because you don't want people to think something.
No, absolutely. No, you're right, Yee. You're right, Yee. I'm gonna mess with that. I'm gonna see what that look like.
Have a good time.
See what that look like. Yo, and real quick, Yee, I want to throw the Insta out there. J.R. Gatzby. J-R-G-A-T-Z-B-Y. Look for me.
All right, but let's see who he's dating. All right.
All right, later.
Later.
Ask Yee, 800-585-1051. If you got a question for Yee, call her now. It's the breakfast.
I'ma keep it real with you.
Get some real advice with Angela Yee. It's Ask Yee.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. We're in the middle of Ask Yee. Hello, who's this?
Hi, Angela. What's up, Breakfast Club?
What's up? What is your question?
All right. So I've been with my fiance for a little while. We got together really young. We were serious for a while. We were off and on. He has kids, and now we have a kid together, and now he has another kid.
Mm-hmm.
So I went away to a trip. And while I was away on my trip, he sent my daughter to, like, his baby mother's house. And, so when he told me about it, I was I was pissed off. I was really, really mad. And I called him and I let him know that I was not feeling that. Like, you already know the relationship that me and her have, and I don't understand why you would think that I would be okay with my daughter going to her house. And I was basically told that I'm petty and I need to grow up, and, like, this situation was old, and I'm still making him pay for stuff in the past, and I just need to know, am I overreacting?
Okay, so he didn't give you a heads up that he was taking your daughter to his baby mother house? He told you after?
He told me after the fact, and his guise was, he was telling me after the fact to make sure that we were on the same page.
How are y'all on the same page if he told you after? You're clearly not on the same page.
I'm trying to make Angela.
You know, you're not wrong for that because that's your child. He got to discuss that with you ahead of time. He can't just do that. And then if you already have issues, what's your relationship with the mother of his other child?
So we don't get along. Like, she has some negative things to say about my daughter, especially when I found out that they were dealing around, like messing around with each other. So it left really fast. So we don't, we're not friends. We don't get along. We don't even.
Yeah. Now, what if something would have happened while your daughter was over there?
But that's the point that I'm trying to make. So I called and I'm like, hold up.
I can understand the fact that you guys are going to get married. You're going to have a blended family. At some point, you guys need to have a cordial relationship. But if you're not there yet, he had no right to do that.
Okay, thank you. Because I knew I wasn't going to, but I just wanted to make sure. Because I knew for a fact that I was not overreacting. And that was the messaging that I was getting. Was that I'm petty. I need to grow up. I'm living in the past. I'm dwelling. If we're going to work this out, we need to move on.
And the fact
that I feel like
yeah,
we do need to move on. But with that situation, I'm not there yet.
Yeah, you're not there yet. And the fact that he's trying to put it back on you and make it seem like you're the problem and not acknowledging what he did that was wrong is also a problem.
Right.
Does that mean if you go away again, and I can see you guys aren't on good terms, you and the other mother. What if anything would have happened, that would have been on him too? And even if it was accidental, you know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I hear you, but I felt that way already.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to make sure because I was starting to feel I was letting what he was saying get into my head.
And then if you didn't know where she was, what if you needed to get in touch with her? You're not even on good terms with this woman to be talking to her about your daughter if something happened.
Right. And who's to say that she's going to be honest about whatever it was that occurred anyway? So.
But look, for the sake of, if this is the person that you feel like is your forever and you guys want to get married, then now is the time for you guys to have these conversations that are really difficult to have and for him to take accountability for how he went about that wrong.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much, Angela. I really appreciate it. And I love you guys. I listen to you every morning.
All right. No problem, Stacey. You're not wrong, girl.
All right. Thank you.
Ask Yee, 800-585-1051. Now, we got rumors on the way, Yee?
Since we're talking about relationships, coming up next, we'll be talking about Diddy's, friend / girlfriend / longtime lover. She's apologizing to Cassie. We'll tell you what happened.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Report, let's discuss Nicki Minaj.
It's time. She's spilling the tea. This is The Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
Well, Nicki Minaj has a new venture. She has been named Maxim Magazine's creative director and also Maxim Bet's global ambassador.
Okay.
So she posted, "I am so proud and excited to be the newest Maxim Bet USA investor, advisor, and first global ambassador and creative director of Maxim." According to their website, Maxim Bet is a privately held licensed sports betting and iGaming operator that launched late last year, and that's in partnership with Maxim. So reportedly, they want to bring her signature sexy style, artistry, and influence to the brand deal. According to the CEO of Maxim Bet, Daniel Greitzer, he said Nicki is best known around the world as a mega superstar, but we know her as a brilliant businesswoman. She's built one of the most powerful brands in the world, her own, and she's applying that same savvy and creativity to our lifestyle sports betting brand. I couldn't be more excited to be working with her. She is creative, smart, passionate, and bold. Well, that's dope.
Okay.
I know a lot of people.
Nicki Minaj.
Do y'all do any online betting ever?
No, I'm not a gambler, man. I've been unemployed 4 times. When you've been unemployed 4 times and had to collect unemployment checks, I don't really like to do gambles.
But what's great is that a lot of times you could put down a little bit of money and win big. You could bet like $10.
Yeah, that's a lot of
money.
money.
And end up winning big.
$10 is a lot of money, especially when you lose it. I ain't got $10 to be just giving away.
You got to gamble because people buy lottery tickets all the time.
That I do.
Yeah, well, that's money that's gambling too.
Well, there's one big difference. Hey, you never know.
Same thing with betting.
Nope. I'd rather try
I feel
my
like
chances.
those odds are even better too than buying lottery tickets.
Powerball and Mega Millions, I don't know why that feels a little bit more
It's definitely
secure.
way worse odds in trying to win that.
Well, when I win one day.
All right, now the Mount Westmore album release date has been set, and that is for June 7th. So get ready for that to come out. Snoop revealed that news on his Instagram. He posted a trailer of their show in Oakland with a new song. And he said the game and not, he said in the caption, June 7th, the wait is over, Bad MFs at Mount Westmore. Yes, so can't wait for that. There's also an Eminem song called From Detroit to the LBC.
Okay.
All right. And speaking of collabs, Pharrell has announced a release date for his collab. He actually has a collaboration with 21 Savage and Tyler, the Creator. So the song Cash In, Cash Out, a snippet had recently leaked. It will be released next week. And yeah, that sounds like a nice collab. So there's a pre-save at the link in his bio. If you go to Pharrell's page, you can actually get that going on there. All right, now let's discuss Gina Hyun. She is the woman that was going back and forth with Young Miami on social media over Diddy. Now, she was on the Jasmine brand and did an exclusive interview. Here's what she had to say about their relationship.
Can you clarify what your relationship is with him now?
He's just a really good, long-time friend of mine. Like, nothing more, nothing less. Like, I just want him to be happy. I want him to live his truth, whatever that means to him. Like, I don't want to control him. I'm not like a controlling person. I truly want him to be happy. I've been with him for a very long time, but it was never like set in stone. Mm-hmm. Like, sometimes I felt like it and sometimes I didn't. Like, I don't really care to be his girlfriend or anything. Like, it's just the friendship aspect of, because like, he did bless me in a lot of ways, and I'm always going to be forever grateful and respect him.
Now, I wonder, does she have to run that by Diddy before she does it? Like,
I wonder
before
what those
I do
blessings are.
Well, it's financial, but before I do, in cases of Ciroc. But before I do an interview, do I have to run that by him?
Like if she has an NDA, because I wonder if he makes people sign NDAs.
I don't know.
I'm just
saying, if she's been around that long and been cool with not speaking or anything like that, like all of a sudden when you start wanting to do stuff like that, I would think you would run it by me, right?
Well, in addition to that, she talked about the hate messages that she's getting. She also said she never met Young Miami in person, and she wasn't bothered by her posting Diddy on social media.
So I've been getting a lot of hate messages because of the situation I'm in, and it's whatever. But sometimes I get the urge to respond to them, and I respond in a very classy, loving way. And they literally switch up. It's weird. Last night I was in the studio. I took a picture. Someone replied to my story and said, "Girl, bye. You just want to be a city girl so bad." I said, "Correction, miss. I want to be an artist so bad." Okay?
City girl's not
I don't want to be a
artist?
city girl. I want real love. This is what I said to her. And she was like, "I'm sorry, no disrespect."
I thought City Girls were artists. They're actually two of my favorite artists.
Yeah.
I love
the
JT
City
and Young
Girls.
Miami. And JT has love. Little Uzi loves JT. I don't like that stereotyping of City Girls she did just now.
It's time for the twerkulator. All right. In addition to that, she also admitted that she was with Diddy while he was with Cassie.
I just kind of fell for it. Like, I was young too. I was young, naive. I didn't know no better, and I was just like, it was enticing. I do feel bad though, because like, I'm a girly girl. I'm for the girls. I'm woman empowerment. Like, I want to stand for that, and I apologized to her afterwards. And like,
Was this after
I
she
said,
left the relationship, or?
Yeah, but like I was so like crazy in love, and it was just hard to, like, I just could not talk to him.
Sheesh. Well,
I think she just got taken off the Ciroc and De Leon gift list. I don't think
and they send out amazing gift
That's
boxes.
what I'm saying.
I want to say. I actually did a collab with them with my coffee with espresso martinis.
I don't think there'll be any more gift boxes of Ciroc De Leon for her.
I love that you're really into this one.
I'm really not.
Yeah, it did seem like it. You're like, now wait a minute. Did she have to get clearance?
I just wonder. Like, I just wonder why. Just all of a sudden when they start having these conversations, and I also wonder what do they hope to gain from these conversations? Because I would think that the relationship you have with this man has been more profitable than any of these interviews will ever be. That's all.
Maybe they're done, and so maybe now that they're done, she's like,
God bless her, man.
yeah. I feel like she kind of put herself in the middle of that too, because she posted that picture with her and Diddy after, and then people are going to talk about it. And then I guess she's an artist now too, so maybe with music.
God bless.
All right. Well, that is your rumor reports.
And I also feel like lottery tickets are more of an investment.
It's not an investment.
It
if
feels
you don't
like
make
it feels like
it
that,
is
though.
gambling. You know that, right?
Yeah, but it just feels like more of an investment than gambling. Like I'm paying this money. It's like an investment. I invest this $10 in
not an
5
investment.
Powerball tickets. If it hits, it hits. The gambling
Well,
just
that's
feels
the
like
same thing with gambling. If it hits, it hits.
I know. I just feel like you're giving the money away, though. I don't know. It just feels
And then I
different.
also feel like you can make more of an educated decision when it comes to sports. Even though anything can happen, you can, think about different odds and bet accordingly. And you can pick different teams and spreads and all of that.
Okay.
And so I feel like it's different. Like with numbers, it's just random. So.
Yeah. Okay. Where the hell did Envy go?
I have no idea.
How can people just walk off the show? Like
I don't know.
this?
He just
Jesus
left.
Christ.
Maybe he had to take a pittance.
Oh, like pittance. Well, I guess
Like
Envy's-
little goat pittance.
I guess Envy's got his People's Choice mix coming up next. So if you want me to lie to you and tell
It's the
you,
pittance choice mix.
yeah, if you want me to lie to you and tell you if you have a request, call now. Now's the time. 1-800-585-1051.
Is he okay?
I have no idea.
Do y'all
man.
care? Is Envy okay? He just left and never came back.
Hey, when you gotta go, you gotta
And
go.
with Envy, you never know what it could be.
When you gotta go, you gotta
Anything
go.
could have happened. He could be locked on an elevator
He
somewhere.
was, he was complaining about his stomach, though. He was. No, seriously, I'm not even joking. He was
Well,
complaining
go
about his
check
stomach.
on him. Y'all always in the bathroom together.
Yeah, I ain't got no time for that. It's the Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Unjunk your sleep right now with Mattress Firm's Hot Buys. Happening now. Queen mattresses starting at $169.99. Sleepy, Serta, Sealy, Beauty Rest, and more. All in stock for fast delivery. Visit a sleep expert at your local Mattress Firm store today.
Not forget, so don't go to sleep.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now it's time for the Daily Bread. All right, that's what we give somebody $1,000. If you want more information, go online, breakfastclubonline.com, and tell us what you would do with that $1,000, and hopefully we'll call you. All right. Now let's call this young man now.
Hello?
Hey, is this Gora?
Yes.
Hey,
Gora!
How's it going? It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God.
I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
Blessed, black, and highly favored, brother. What you on this morning, man?
Wait, so I'm on the radio right now?
Yeah, man.
Are you feeling lucky?
Yo, this is crazy. I listen to the radio every day.
Well,
I can't tell. You would know you was on.
You sent us an email, and what the email say, bro?
Yeah, I said I was going to invest in my photography.
Oh,
You said you
that's
needed
dope.
$1,000 to invest in your photography. So if we give you this $1,000, what you buying? What you gonna do?
I might get another camera.
$1,000 is enough for a camera with inflation?
I mean, it'll help. It's part of it. It'll cover like 80% of it.
Okay,
No,
that's
listen,
all we got.
photography is expensive. When I was in college, I thought I was going to be a photographer. So aren't you from Brooklyn?
Yep.
Okay.
DK all day.
What part?
Best side.
Okay, that's where I'm at too. All right, well, good.
Well, we're giving you this $1,000, bro. The $1,000 is yours.
Why you
Yes,
yelling?
Thank you very much.
Because it's exciting. He's getting $1,000 just going towards his business. Well, congratulations, and go get your camera. What kind of camera you gonna buy, bro?
I'm going to get me the Nikon D750.
Oh, he already know. All right.
There you go. What type
I
of
got it all set
photography?
up, yeah.
What type of photography do you do?
I do the studio photography and like portrait photography.
Can people see your work online?
Yeah.
What is it? What's your Instagram?
The Vibes Productions. _Vibes_Productions.
All right. Well, congratulations, man. And hold on, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Again, if you possibly won $1,000, all you got to go to is breakfastclubonline.com. Let us know what you would do with the $1,000, and hopefully we'll give you a call. And it's brought to you by U.S. Bank. We'll get there together. All right. Now, when we come back, we got the positive notes, so don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. V. Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Again, reminding y'all, June 19th, my car show, Houston, Texas versus New York City. Lynn and the whole H-Town family been quiet over there, which is a good thing. Just keep it quiet. We coming out there. We coming out there with some toys. And then Atlanta, July 9th, we're going to have a lot of fun in Atlanta as well. What you laughing about?
You sound wild when you I'm coming out there with some toys.
What's wrong with
you
you,
jumping
man?
out the car with a rose.
What is wrong with you?
And I want to shout out some of my sisters in radio that made it into the most influential women in radio list on Radio Inc. Julie Talbot, who's the president of Premier Networks. Also,
Okay, Julie.
Thea Mitchum.
Okay, Thea.
Okay, our girl Heather Cohen. Also, Dee Dee in the morning. Shout out to her.
Dee Dee.
Delilah, Ellen Kay, Shirley Strawberry. Shout out to everybody who made it on that list of esteemed, most influential women in radio.
Okay. All right. Well, congratulations to all of y'all.
Absolutely.
Now, Charlamagne, you got a positive note?
Yes, the positive note is simply this, man. We can win together, or I'm going to win by myself. But I ain't losing. Need y'all to write that down today. Let that be your motto.
Breakfast Club, bitches! Y'all finished or y'all done?